the VTP mode, which is either server, client, transparent, and what else? Oh, VTP pruning. So you got to specify these, and then also VTP domain. Anything you like, and then VTP password. That's it. The other thing is that VTP revision number, that's what you look for. And we said that the VTP revision number gotta be the same on all the switches. Now in the handout I gave you last on Monday, that we had 2 layer 3 switches connected together, and then 2 access switches connected together like this. Was it? Like that?
Yes.
Something like that. Okay. So usually those layer 3, because they are the the distribution layer, DLSs, we always have both of them server. And then these are both of them as client. So any changes in one of the switches is reflected into the other switch. So if you remove one VLAN or add a VLAN, it's immediately reflected here, and the same vice versa, okay? But those guys here, the client, they're not able to do any adding or removing of VLANs. They are controlled by this. So whatever you add or remove any VLAN in here, these 2 are updated immediately, but also these 2 are updated, okay? So when I put them servers like that for a reason, if this one goes down, this one will stay and be able to provide for these 2, okay, and vice versa. So that's why we keep them both servers. And if any changes happen on one, this will be updated, and then of course updated here. Basically, what it means, if both of them server, I can go to this switch or this switch and add or remove a VLAN. That's what it means, okay? I can do it from here, or I can do it from here, all right? That's why, but they're both servers. Because when it is to clients, I cannot do that. I cannot remove or add VLANs. If I add a VLAN in here, it's not going to be part of the VTP domain, okay?
But they'd still be active VLANs, right?
Yeah, but it's not going to be part of that. Yeah. And so basically, this is the setup that we had last time. Now, like we said, if we reset these switches, you lose all your VLAN information, and then when you reboot, they will take it back again from here. So that means if you had any ports assigned to the VLANs, you have to redo them and put them back again into the VLANs, okay? Trying to think of anything else on the VTP. That's really most of the things that you need to know about VTP, how to configure it. In the CCNA, they're going to test you a lot about troubleshooting with the VTP. Make sure that domain name is the same, password is the same, in the configuration mode. They're going to ask you about the transparent mode. It's like, okay, well, you have a switch in between that's transparent. You know that transparent switches, if I have a switch here, transparent, and another switch here, this switch can belong to the VTP domain. The transparent one doesn't participate. Any VLANs you add or subtract on this switch is not going to reflect on any of these switches, okay? But a transparent switch, that's why they call it transparent, it will pass the VTP frames through it to the next switch. It just does not take them into account. It doesn't process them, okay? So if you want to have a switch sitting between two switches that participate in VTP, put that switch in transparent mode, okay? They're gonna ask you about problems and synchronizing. We said that the VTP revision is the one that you go by. Every time you add, remove, or change anything inside the VLAN. Not adding or removing ports to the VLAN. That doesn't change the counter. The only thing that changes the counter is if you create a VLAN, delete a VLAN, or if you go inside the VLAN and do something like add a name to it, like sales, or changing the name of it, that will increment the counter. Okay? And the way that they compare each other, they look at the counter and see if this counter is, let's say 2, and it comes from here, an update with the revision is 4 is higher than 2, then it's going to be replaced. Okay? So the way that they configure themselves is by checking out the revision number. Always the lower one will get updated with the higher revision number. Okay? And if, like I told you, you don't see it updated, you could go to any of these to the server side and just create a VLAN temporary and remove it, and that will increment the counter and should push everything to the other switches. Now, let's see if there is a way. There was a way to reset the VTP counter.